Hey, what's up everyone? Today we're going to talk about a surprising patch for Xbox Game Pass only. So if you're on Steam, you did not receive an update. But with that being said, we're also going to be talking about some glitches in today's video, completely brand new ones. If you have frequently stopped by the channel and you're not subscribed, do that now, and let's go ahead and dive right into this. Let's begin by talking about the latest update for Xbox version 0.1.5.2, and this is what they had to say in the patch notes. Xbox version v0.1.5.2 has been released. Fixed an issue where save data larger than 16 megabytes would not save correctly. By the way, if you're not too sure what that would look like, you can see it right here on the screen. And you can tell that right away. It says world saving in progress, cannot start save world data percentage. And right here, you would receive this error specifically on Xbox. And also, not to mention, there was some huge issues with crashing, and they've also fixed that as well. For example, on the second bulletin point here, it says fixed a multiplayer related bug which caused the game to crash. Thank you for your continued support of Palworld. And yeah, as you can tell, this is not an exciting update. It's nothing too crazy, but it's definitely worth downloading if you are on Xbox, because there was quite a few issues on Xbox Game Pass versions. So if you download this right now, it should fix those issues. Alrighty, with the patch notes information to the side, we do need to talk about something else here, and that is the two different versions. So yeah, why are there two different versions? You know, on Steam you have 0.1.5.1, then for the Xbox version, you guys are on 0.1.5.2. So yeah, there's a big difference. But why is there? Well, let's go ahead and see what exactly is going on. For example, if you take a look at the screen here, we can see that Bucky had mentioned this right here on the official Palworld Discord. This is what he had to say. I'll reflect this more clearly in a future announcement, but just to clarify what seems to be a common misconception. The version of the game are not the same between Steam and Xbox. This is to say Steam version 1.2 and Xbox version 1.2 are not the same thing. There seems to be some confusion that Steam and Xbox are missing features. This isn't entirely true. Some features may slightly different or have different values, but other issues like the missing exit game button, etc. are not a result of an older build. These are separate issues. In fact, Steam and Xbox will likely never have identical version numbers until the games are brought to be crossplay compatible, because at that point they will be the same game internally. Again, that doesn't mean Xbox is necessarily behind or anything. They are just fundamentally two different versions of the game because of the architecture on Xbox is different. Xbox version of 1.2 may not be the same as Steam 1.2 and vice versa. Of course, the goal is to bring them to the exact same place, but this won't be achievable until crossplay is fully compatible. Yup, as you can tell right there, these two different version numbers are not going to be the same until crossplay is enabled and it's fully functional and all that good stuff. So yeah, when it comes down to this update, we just have to wait for crossplay to be enabled, and then we can finally connect together and everyone will have the same exact version number. Yet until then, we're just stuck here waiting until that is enabled. But the good news is that Microsoft is working with Pocket Pair, aka Palworld developers, to help out with servers and other issues and pretty much to make the game solid. And I cannot wait to see the future of Xbox when it comes down to this game. I'm sure some of you on PlayStation cannot wait for this to come out. It will eventually, but that's gonna take some time as well. Now, are there more issues in game? Certainly. But that's part of early access, right? For example, right there, you saw me shoot the rock with the shotgun, and now you can tell that I am inflicting less damage. For whatever reason, certain mounts are now decreasing your damage when you're on top of them. I'm pretty sure this is only with legendaries because that was my only testing, but if you could test out other things and other pals, so let me know down below. That would definitely help. And it's not just for rockets, it's for assault rifles, shotguns, pistols. If you have any legendary tier item like that, you're going to see the damage decrease. I've only tested this on this mount specifically, but if you can test it on others, like I mentioned before, that would be great, and we can discuss this down below. I have shown this in a previous video, but I thought I would show it again in this video to show you that this is still an issue. And if you're wondering, did I try this out on a ground type PAL? Absolutely not. I probably should have. Yet I'd imagine it's all the same when it comes down to being on a mount and using a certain weapon. It's just defaulting your item to almost like a basic version of the shotgun or a basic version of the rocket launcher. Alrighty, we're going to move on and talk about some glitches that you can do in the latest Xbox Game Pass version or the Xbox version in general. So we're going to place down one of these barricade walls right here, and you're going to put down that wooden defensive wall right here in the middle. You can place it pretty much anywhere, and this does work with any boss. When you place down that wall, you're going to see that the boss is just going to continuously walk forward and not attack you. You can summon down a PAL and then make sure that that PAL is set to aggro so that it will attack the PAL behind the wall. This is pretty much it. But I will say that if you use certain attacks, it may bounce the PAL all over the place, and that overall will cause some problems. Even there is some issues like that where the PAL may go off a bit, but do not worry. You can absolutely either shoot it behind the wall or just summon down your PAL again and, you know, sit the PAL in the right direction pretty much. But that's it. That's literally it. And we now are going to move on and talk about the second brand new glitch. This one's quite interesting. I came across this randomly. We are going to be using the tower, and we're also going to be using the butcher glitch. We need to do the butcher glitch where you're going to use a meat cleaver, you're going to hit 4, and you're going to open up that wheel and butcher your PAL. When you do butcher your PAL, instantly get on top of it. And then when you do summon again, you should see that it will go down below underneath the map. This is good. This is a good sign. We are going to push forward and go behind the boss like so. Then we're going to summon down our PAL. We want to push forward with the PAL while holding the A button or space, whichever button it is for you to lift your PAL up. Because if you do not do this, what's going to happen is that your PAL is going to sink below the map, and that's going to be a huge, huge pain. But regardless, you can do that. It's going to make it complicated later on, and I'll explain why. Yet, as you can tell right here, I went to the very top and then I dropped down below. You do not need to do this, but the reason why I am showing you this is because it will actually freeze the boss. But this is not the glitch I'm showing you. The glitch that I'm showing you is going to duplicate the boss. So when you fall down below like so, this is going to teleport you straight back to your base, which is a good sign. You're going to open up the fast travel option here, and we're going to locate that same exact tower. But note that I will be showing you a different boss here at the end. Yet anyways, what you're going to see here is that we're at the tower. We're going to push forward, go towards the Syndicate Tower here, and enter inside. You may see another health bar. That's okay. That's completely fine. Just continue forward and do the same exact steps as prior. We're going to push forward. We're going to sink below or pretty much over the barrier, and then we're going to push up by using the space button. You may need to try it again. For example, right there I failed, pushed up, and now I'm on the other side. If you do not do this, you may sink below, but there are other parts of the map, well, outside of this area that you can kind of hang on to and then regain your stamina that way. Because you do need to have stamina for your PAL in order to, you know, do the glitch, of course. So we're going to go up again and we're going to sink down below, just like this. If you do it correctly, you should notice that there is an enemy down below, like this, the boss. So there's an extra boss here dropping down. If you do this a bunch of times, the boss will freeze in one position underneath the map, and there will be multiple of them. This all depends on how many times you have entered and exit out of the tower by using that method that I just showed. So why are you doing this? When you go in and out of the tower, this essentially is going to duplicate the boss, and you can attack the boss underneath the map because it's a duplicate version. You can grab XP, you can take out multiple versions of the boss, and it's all because of this one glitch. Now, I'm not going to show you Zoe and Grisbolt. Instead, I'm going to show you a different boss. The reason for this is because I want to show you the main difference. So the two differences between the two is that when you use a PAL type that's a flying type, it may sink down below a lot faster, which sucks. The only way to prevent this is to do this multiple times so that the boss underneath the map is pretty much frozen. There will be like multiple copies frozen underneath the map. I did not show an example of this, but I did show you an example of what it looks like when it comes down to the pals floating here. So, for example, you'll see the pal begin to... So what you're going to notice here is that the boss is going to drop down below, and you can shoot it and get XP this way, but it's a lot slower because you have to wait for the boss to drop each time. So that's why I recommend that you do this a bunch of times, duplicate the boss a ton, and this way they'll be kind of frozen underneath the boss at the top. So there's pretty much going to be a lot of bosses that spawn here because we're duplicating it by leaving and joining back. And last but not least, I know some of you are already aware of this glitch, so it's not new at all. But anyways, what you can do to reset the pal boss inside of the dungeon is to leave the dungeon, not actually exit outside of the dungeon, but to leave the area and then come back. You're going to see this all in this clip, and you're going to see that the pal has swapped. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you need any help with the glitches, you can comment down below, join the Discord, or even join or follow my Twitter. Thank you all for the support, and I'll see you all in the next video.